am coming here live for the Ashtanga Home Practice Challenge because I wanted to show you a little tip for today's posture of the day, which is Pasasana. So Pasasana, as you may know, is the first posture of second series of intermediate series, and it's a pretty tough barrier to entry with Pasasana. It requires a ton of flexion. It requires flexion of the knees, flexion of the hips, flexion of the ankles. And then you have to twist in it. And, it really is a tough posture to start a series with. But I wanted to show you this really great modification for it. And I also wanted to show you some other places you could start to look for a little bit more information about Pasasana. So I think Pasasana actually starts with utkatasana. So I'm going to hop over here to my mat and show you utkatasana. And what you want to do with utkatasana as preparation for Pasasana is start to just get really low down into it. So frequently you kind of see Pasasanas like this, and it's like not a lot is really happening when you're here. So you want to drop your butt. So now you've got flexion at the knees, flexion at the ankles, and a little bit of an extension at the back, and then come into Pasasana or come into utkatasana like this. And you can even kind of challenge yourself a little bit and lift your heels up, and that makes you work your knees and your legs a little bit more, but it also kind of gets you ready for Pasasana. So then you can work on Pasasana down here from utkatasana. But before we take a look at the full Pasasana, I want to show you one of my favorite ways to modify Pasasana. So this really makes Pasasana accessible for everybody because, like I said, Pasasana is a super high bar of entry for second series, but not so much when you do it like this. So you still have the flexion at the hips and the flexion at the knees, but now you can just kind of twist. So it's the right side first, that was my right side, or twist like this. And this makes Pasasana totally accessible to most people. You could even stick your butt on a block to get it up a little bit higher to do Pasasana if this hurts your knees. So this really makes it more accessible. And then of course, you can roll up the mat and put your heels on the mat to give you a little, so again, this is kind of like utkatasana all the way down to here. And this is why sometimes I think it can be super helpful to hover your heels off in utkatasana in preparation of Pasasana. So then you drop your Pasasana down low, and I'm going to skip the right side so I can keep talking at the camera. And then look, I'm going to use my back hand as an outrigger. Take a big reach up with my left arm and spin my left arm. So my left side is getting super long, and I'm rotating my shoulder here, an external rotation. And then, cross over, hook my arm, so now I come into internal rotation, and then lean forward and make my bind. But my legs are super strong, just like they were in utkatasana still, and I'm just kind of compressing myself all the way down a little bit more. So that is how I like to teach Pasasana because I think it makes it accessible to everybody. If you missed it, you can go back and catch the beginning. And those of you who practice at home, I really think that this is a great way to practice it at home. Just because it's such a hard pose, it's a really tough way to start off a series. But one of my goals as a teacher is to really show everybody how much they can do of intermediate series. I think that it can be super intimidating, and then you see postures like Kapotasana and Karandavasana, and you're like, what the heck? But the truth is, we can all do definitely parts of it, and so that is the way I like to modify Pasasana. That's the way I teach it when I'm teaching an intermediate series workshop. I really like to give people different options, and that is today's Ashtanga Home Practice Challenge. And I also have opened up registration for my intermediate series interactive online course. It is 6 weeks of videos and calls, and you submit videos, and we have online conference calls. So if you want to check it out and learn more about it, you can read the link in my bio. But yeah, that is all I have for today for Pasasana. So thanks you guys so much for tuning in. I hope that was helpful. Let's look at Hampy again because he's so cute.